Okay, welcome everybody. I have to give a plug before I even start to Bill Ryan at Floral Events for these gorgeous flowers. They were a donation, and we're so grateful.
Cheers.
I want to welcome those of you who have come from distances, and there are some, and those distances include Dallas, they include the Bastrop area, they include points near Austin, and Sugarland, Pearland, and the Houston Heights, and Pasadena. Thank you, Mom. Seriously, this show has been about 3.5 years in the making. The first pieces that I started began when my baby granddaughter Ivy was just about to be born, and the ultrasound just then showed that she had a little hole in her heart. And we were very frightened. My friend Chris, who's here, and I were in Kerrville when we got that phone call, and I went back to my studio later that week and made the paintings against that wall, started them, and it's taken them 3 years to finish. Paintings which have to do with generations of humans welcoming newborns into their midst. And the titles of those pieces are based on a wonderful poem which I hope you will look at, called Burnt Norton by T.S. Eliot. And it's definitely worth a read. It has to do with the past and the present and the future merging together and the relative importance of time. Jean and I have been working together since 2007, is that right? When I got a phone call from Jean saying that he had a commission for Camp Aranza Zoo in Rockport, Texas, which was in jeopardy because he had so much work that he did not have time to meet with the clients. Well, we worked on that project, it was successful. We worked on another one, it was successful. It began a wonderful collaborative team, I think. And this show, Generation, continues that tradition, and I'm really pleased to be working with an artist of such skill and sensitivity as this man, and I applaud his genius. Gene?
Okay.
You can say something nice about me.
Working with Liz is a little bit of a challenge. If you see her sketches and stuff, she doesn't draw one line, she draws 3 or 4, and then she draws another one, and I'm supposed to follow which line to cut out the pieces. But I was going to talk technically about how the work is done. Basically, fused glass is 2 layers of glass. These are 2 layers of clear glass that are fired together flat to a temperature of 1490. At that temperature, they fuse together. You get a lot of air bubbles trapped in between the layers. Then the next firing list sprinkles powdered glass onto the surface, and with brush and other little instruments, you loose the powder around to create the different lines that you see here. There's also a 3rd layer of glass here, which is laid on top, and at a different temperature of around 1425, it fuses to the glass, but it's still raised off the surface. And then at another temperature of around 1300, you can bend the glass over to a metal form, so it gets that shape. So these pieces here have probably gone to 5 or 6 firings each, and it takes about 4 to 6 hours to get the temperature, and it takes 12, 14, 16 hours for it to cool down. So technically, I do the technical work, and Liz does a lot of the artistic.
And I won't leave you on technical speechifying. I believe that when you see art, you need to feel art. And when I put out a notice of this show to my friends on Facebook, I got a reply from a friend who I haven't seen in many, many years. She and her husband are here tonight. They lost their home in one of the Central Texas wildfires. They not only lost their home with 4 minutes to get out, but they lost the entire, how many acres of trees? 55 acres of trees, 8,000 trees. And I for the last few weeks have gone to this work, back and forth to this work, thinking about the impermanence of our place on this planet and our existence, and how valuable the present is no matter what it is. And I love what Carol wrote to me on Facebook, and I'll have to plug them because they put us together again. She wrote that it's like an inhalation and an exhalation, that time can bring things together, and you almost have to look at it that way. I don't claim to have answers. We chose to do angels because we both love the idea of transcendence beyond this lifetime, and emergence into something new and something else. And I just invite you to imagine what that might be. Thank you very much. Thank you.